I've been seeing a lot of TikToks lately about people complaining about how hard it is to live in America and everything's more expensive and it's a third world country with a Gucci belt. And I just want you to know one thing. You are not crazy. That is fact. We rank 25th in the world for economic freedom, 129th in global peace, the land of the 15th freest, 15th, 17th for quality of life, 20th for gender equality, 18th for healthcare. But we spend more than anybody else. We have the lowest life expectancy for men and women of any country with a high GDP. We rank second to last in childcare quality, 29th in work-life balance, no surprises there. Pay attention, because this is a weird one. The scale for this one says that the number one country has the highest rate of poverty. What that means is 54 countries have a lower poverty rate than the richest country in the world. We do, however, rank number one in a few places. We are absolutely killing the game in the cost of college. Number one, baby! Scotland tried, but we do have the highest rate of overdoses. And you can always rest assured that you live in the richest country in the world, except that the richest 10% own 70% of the wealth and the bottom half are fighting over 2.5% of it. What I'm trying to say is if you feel like you're struggling just to survive right now and this seems like a bunch of bullshit, it's because it is a struggle to survive right now and it is a bunch of bullshit.
Shalom. Kohalo, Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rakah Kadash. Double honors to the elders and apostles at Great Millstone. Shalom, peace and blessings to the sincere believers, the hopefully elect. The American dream is done. People are leaving America in record numbers of all nations. And as we've been telling you, starting with the elders and apostles, that day by day, week by week, month after month, the situation here in America, Babylon the Great, only continues to worsen. There is no bright side to look at. There is no positive outlook on this place. This place is done. This place is falling and fast. Let's go here to this article. All right. American dream doesn't exist. Newly arrived migrants ditch U.S. for better life back home. Now, as you saw in that opening clip, America, even though this place props itself up to be the greatest country in the world, we got all this money, our citizens live well, we got health care and education and all this stuff, right? Abundance of food, which really that's really the only positive here, is that there's an abundance of food. But even when you look at the food, all of it is heavily processed. So is it really a benefit? That's debatable. But America, there are many countries that are better in terms of quality of living than America. Nations in Europe, in the Far East, Asia. America is pretty much smoke and mirrors. This so-called American dream that the nations came here to have, they're seeing that it doesn't exist, that it's not a reality. It's pretty much just propaganda. America puts itself out there as the greatest nation, but really it's not. And in a lot of ways, America is really the worst nation. All right. So in this article here, it says the U.S. is facing what some are dubbing a migrant crisis. In September, 210,000 migrants illegally crossed into the U.S., the third highest number on record. But a group of Venezuelan migrants who journeyed thousands of miles, mind you, these people are from Venezuela, and that's a country in South America, I believe, thousands of miles to the U.S. in search of a better life, are so disheartened they're already heading back home. You see that? So people that are coming in from a so-called third world nation, Venezuela, which is located in South America, they came here and they see that the situation here in America, the lifestyle, a lot of things that they're seeing is wrong with America. All right. They're seeing basically that there's more cons than pros to being in America. And many people will attest to this. That's why you're having a mass exodus out of America, because living here is too stressful. People having to work 2-3 jobs. I was waiting on some food the other day, and there was a lady, inside the store, and she was, I was waiting in line. I overheard them talking, but she was just talking with the cashier, and she was like, "Yeah, I'm working." Well, the cashier asked her, looks like you must be working, good money to be, affording all this food or whatever. And she was like, "Yeah, but I gotta work 2 jobs." And she was like, "Oh, you working 2 jobs?" She was like, "Yeah, part-time or full-time?" The lady said she working 2 full-time jobs. And I'm just there like, damn, you know what I'm saying? The average person in America, they struggling, man. They struggling. So if American citizens that are here, and mind you, this was a so-called white woman. Okay, this was an Edomite that said this. So if the Edomites are living this way, then how much more Jake? Okay, how much more the other nations? So, truly, America, the American dream is really just that. It is a dream. Okay. So they already heading back home. They came from Venezuela. They saw what's going on in America. They like, nah, this can't be the home of the free, land of the brave. This can't be the mighty United States, right? Look how people live here. In these certain states, they probably seeing people strung out on drugs, ODing. A lot of people homeless. You know what I'm saying? So they looking at it like, if America is like this, we might as well go back home. We came here for something better, and it's actually worse. Reading on, Michael Castellon, 39, told the Chicago Tribune he's had enough after he, his wife, and teenage stepdaughter spent 5 months sleeping either in a police precinct or a crowded city shelter in the now brutally cold Midwest city. Castellon has also been unable to secure a job permit or enroll his daughter in a local school. 2 of the main reasons they thought would bring a better life in the U.S. The American dream doesn't exist anymore. And once again, that is something that a lot of people, many, are finding out, that the American dream ain't all that it's cracked up to be. Castellon told the paper on the eve of his family's departure, quote, "There's nothing here for us. We just want to be home." Castellon told the Tribune of the South American country he earlier fled, "If we're going to be sleeping in the streets here, we'd rather be sleeping in the streets over there." And that's a profound statement. That's a very profound statement that someone that is fleeing a third world country to come to America said, if we're going to be sleeping in the streets here, we'd rather be in the streets at home. So that tells you what? That Venezuela is safer than America. For them to make that statement, that actually should tell you that Venezuela, although they are impoverished, the money is worth nothing, that these people coming from these nations, they would rather be in their home nation than to be in America. Once again, they're seeing all kind of wickedness here in America. Now, even though their country is bad and struggling, they feel safer there than they do here. And this is America. You see? So, hey, man, the Lord is pulling back the curtain. All right. The Lord is exposing the great whore for what it really is. The American dream is over with, man. It's done. More than 220,000 migrants have made their way to Chicago since August 2022, when Republican Texas Governor Greg Abbott began loading them onto buses and shipping them off to sanctuary cities. Many of them ended up sleeping at the O'Hare International Airport, at local police stations, or in the streets. Castellon, an asylum seeker, has decided to return to his native Venezuela due to the lack of housing and job opportunities. He said, "How many more months of living in the streets will it take? No more. It's better that I leave, and at least I have my mother back home," referring to the country he fled earlier this year. Many other asylum seekers have also chosen to leave Chicago as the weather gets colder and resources become scarce. Castellón admitted, "We didn't know things would be this hard, and I thought the process was faster." Right? And this is a sentiment that all the nations are pretty much taking on, because they're seeing that the leadership in America is chaotic. There's nothing but confusion here. Okay. People have to, basically give their arms and legs just to live in a decent life. And then on top of that, you stress 24/7. You barely get any off time because you always got to worry about how you're going to pay this bill and pay that bill. You need to eat. You got to feed your kids. You got to do this and do that. Living in America is a very stressful lifestyle for the majority of people. All right. If you're not in that top 1% and you make over 100,000, 150,000 per year where you have no worries. Okay. And I'm talking about 100,000 for one person. If I'm not talking about a combined income, I'm talking about one person, you see. But if you're not making that kind of money, then life is hard, and especially now since things are getting more expensive, you're having to pay more for everything. Inflation going crazy. And how much more is inflation going to increase in 2024? So America is turning into a nightmare for many. Let's go here to Jeremiah 51. Okay, because the scriptures tell you that the city of confusion will be broken down. That city of confusion is Babylon the Great, otherwise known as America. Okay, the prefix Babel, that means confusion. All right, Jeremiah 51. Let me jump down. In verse 6, "Flee out of the midst of Babylon, and deliver every man his soul. Be not cut off in her iniquity, for this is the time of the Lord's vengeance. He will render unto her a recompense. Babylon hath been a golden cup in the Lord's hand, that hath made all the earth drunken. The nations have drunken of her wine, therefore the nations are mad." And you'll have Christians try to say that Babylon, this is referring to modern day Babylon, which is in Iraq. Well, for that to be the case, all right, many people would have to be in that region of the world. Okay, there would have to be all the nations of the earth fleeing out of Iraq, which you don't see that. Okay, you don't see nobody talking about, "I'm trying to go to Iraq to live a better life." Okay, over there in Iraq, that's an impoverished land. You see, the only resources they really have is oil, but that's pretty much it. Okay, people are coming to America to live a better life. People not fleeing out of Babylon, Iraq. So that breakdown, that understanding that Christians try to give is bugged out. It don't make no sense according to prophecy. But continuing on, the Lord will render unto her a recompense. Babylon is a golden cup in the Lord's hand that made all the earth drunken, that the nations have drunken of her wine, therefore the nations are mad. Now what is the wine of Babylon? Well, that wine goes into the philosophies. Okay, LGBTQ, women being equal to men. Okay, gender equality. What else? Pushing sexual promiscuity, pushing GMO foods. Okay, pushing to teach against the Most High's commandments. Okay, pretty much what America or Babylon exports, the wine, is rebellion against the Most High. All right, that Babylonian wine has made all of the earth drunken, because pretty much all the nations around the earth, they desire to be like America. America's number one export is what? Culture. And American culture is what? Wickedness. All right. You come to America, all the women are whores. You know what I'm saying? Everybody is just open. You know what I'm saying? Just liberal. Anything goes. There's no kind of moral ground that people stand on. People profess to believe in God, but they live their life like they worship Satan. So indeed, this is the land of confusion, man. And this wine that America has given to all the nations has made the whole earth drunk. And this is why really the nations are mad, okay, as it says here. Because many nations now, they're starting to reject that Babylonian wine because they're seeing that taking on that Babylonian lifestyle is destroying the people of their nation. All right. Is turning grown men into sissy boys. You know what I'm saying? It's causing their women to become proud like American women. You know what I'm saying? And it's basically Babylonian wine causes the downfall of a society because it induces pride. This is why you see America falling, because the people here have become proud. Okay, they have all this excess, excess food, excess wine, excess money. You know what I'm saying? So that causes people to become proud. And what do the Bible say? The Bible says that pride cometh before destruction. So reading on, verse 8, Babylon is suddenly fallen and destroyed. How for her take balm for her pain, if so she may be healed. And we see that Babylon can't be healed. We see that Babylon has a great wound that cannot be healed. The cut just becoming larger and more infested. Okay. Verse 9, we would have healed Babylon, but she is not healed. Forsake her and let us go every one into his own country, for her judgment reacheth unto heaven and is lifted up even to the skies. So what does it say here in this article? American dream doesn't exist. Newly arrived migrants ditch U.S. for better life back home. So what are these nations saying? In verse 9, we would have healed Babylon. So, hey, if Babylon could be healed and they could have that American dream, then they would stay. But we see the opposite. But she is not healed. Forsake her and let us go everyone into his own country, for her judgment reacheth unto heaven and is lifted up even to the sky. So the amount of hell that people are catching in America, is obvious now that this place is under judgment. All right. This place is under judgment because the amount of wickedness here is sky high. And the people are so proud to where they refuse to repent. They think that their life is going to go on as it is. They're going to continue on and prosper in their wickedness. But the other nations, they're seeing that, America, this place is on a rapid decline. You see? So that's why they're leaving and going back home. That's why I said in the article, right, the family from Venezuela, they said, if we're going to sleep in the streets of America, we would rather sleep in the streets of Venezuela back home, because it's a safer environment. Okay, here everyone got guns, you know what I'm saying? Not saying it's not guns in Venezuela, but for them to make that statement, that clearly shows that they have a more of a sense of peace amongst their own people than they have in the United States, which is very profound. Let me go to another scripture. Let me go to Isaiah 24. Because look, man, we continue to tell you, we've been telling you for the longest time, America is done. Ain't no bounce back, ain't no build back better. It ain't no let's make America great again, man. Those days are done. Okay, we're in a time of judgment now. Isaiah 24:8, the mirth of tabrets ceases. The noise of them that rejoice endeth. The joy of the harp ceases. So what do that mean? Okay, what is mirth? Okay, let's go into the word mirth. Right, this is the definition of mirth: amusement, especially as expressed in laughter. So the mirth, okay, the good times, the joy, right, of tabrets. Tabrets is a musical instrument that you use to, of course, bring merriment, like a party going on, right? All of the good times in America are done. It ceaseth. The noise of them that rejoice endeth. The joy of the harp ceaseth. They shall not drink wine with a song. Strong drink shall be bitter to them that drink it. The city of confusion, which is what? Babylon, the great America, is broken down. Every house is shut up that no man may come in. There is a crying for wine in the streets. All joy is darkened. The mirth of the land is gone. And yeah, there is going to be a crying for wine in the streets, because wine, that goes into, two things. Okay, wine is a drink that you consume to feel merry, to be in a spirit of mirth. You know what I'm saying? To relax, feel good, chill. You know what I'm saying? And then, the wine also goes into the knowledge of Yahweh Bashem Yahushua, because when the hell does come upon Babylon, people are going to be searching for the truth. But while the truth was available and they didn't, listen to the Lord's men that he sent out, when that day of evil comes, there's going to be a crying for wine in the streets. Okay, people are going to desire to know the things of the Lord, but at that point, it's going to be too late because they abused the prophets while they were here. All right. So people are going to be crying out. Okay, it's going to be a lot of vexation of spirit. A lot of hard times, man. Okay, people putting their children to death so they can eat. People killing their pets, rising up against one another. The scriptures tell you about the times that's coming. Okay, and this all has to do with the downfall of America, Babylon the Great, the whore. You see? Verse 12, and the city is left desolation, and the gate is smitten with destruction. Verse 13, when thus it shall be in the midst of the land among the people, there shall be as a shaking of an olive tree, and as the gleaning grapes when the vintage is done. So America is going to go down violently. Okay, when you shake an olive tree to get it to release the olives, okay, that's a violent act. Okay, you just think about something as simple as you go and you wash clothes, like you put your clothes in the washing machine. Well, washing clothes is a violent act. Okay, you got the clothes spinning around inside the machine, going 100 miles an hour. The clothes are beating up back and forth against the machine. Like you can hear the water inside the machine, banging back and forth. Okay, washing clothes is a violent act. Well, America's going to go down the same way. All right, it's going to be as the shaking of an olive tree. And this is why these nations, they don't want to be here. Okay, because they can see that these cities are already overly crowded. The resources are stretched thin. All right, America is about to be at war. All right, with many different nations. So the ones that are leaving, they are smart. Okay, the ones that are leaving America right now, they smart because they can see what's coming. You see, and just like we telling you the men of the Lord, the prophets, just like we telling you America going down, these other nations can see it too. So yeah, man, we definitely in some evil times. All these prophecies are about to take place real soon, and we about to get up out of here. So with that, call halal, Yahweh Bashem Yahushua Bashem Rakah Kadash, and until next time, Lord willing, shalom to the elect.